It's been a busy week on the political front, starting with the state visit of Mongolia's president to Kazakhstan. For the first time in 20 years, a high-level Mongolian delegation has arrived in Astana, where the two countries have signed 13 agreements across key sectors, from agriculture to digitalization and education. The leaders also agreed to increase bilateral trade to $500 million. What this means for our countries and the signal it sends to the world in the next segment.
2 years ago, President Tokayev paid a state visit to Mongolia, where 11 documents were signed and a cooperation roadmap through 2027 was approved. A roadmap that still guides both countries today. And this week, President Ukhnagin Khurelsukh arrived in Astana.
The dialogue between the two presidents continued in a narrow-format meeting where the head of state underlined their shared history and its lasting impact on a strategic partnership between the two nations.
Our brotherly nations are united by a shared history and common roots. We are descendants of nomadic civilizations. Kazakhs and Mongols have been close neighbors for centuries. Our ways of life and traditions are very similar. Even today, these timeless values form the foundation of our friendship. Cooperation between our countries is developing in the spirit of a strategic partnership. Intergovernmental, interparliamentary and interstate ties are strengthening.
President Tokayev also noted that Mongolia's economy grew by 6.8% last year, an achievement made possible in part by the policies of the President Khurelsukh. During the expanded format talks, he warmly recalled his visit to Ulaanbaatar in 2024, emphasizing that it resulted in key agreements and elevated bilateral relations to the level of strategic partnership, results that are already visible. Last year, trade between Kazakhstan and Mongolia increased by 7.7%, exceeding $130 million. The two countries are now aimed to raise this figure to $500 million. The negotiations also delivered concrete outcomes. Kazakhstan and Mongolia plan to expand cooperation in livestock farming, improve product safety standards, and increase the use of Kazakh veterinary vaccines, including the possibility of joint production. A separate focus is the digital development, with discussions covering cooperation in remote sensing technologies and specialist training. In addition, direct flights between Astana and Ulaanbaatar, as well as the Uсть-Каменогорск and Olge, are set to resume, while work has begun on establishing a direct road connection.
It is well known that roads are not just a means of connectivity, but a guarantee of strong and lasting relations between countries. In this regard, President Khurelsukh and I reaffirmed our shared interest in establishing direct links between Kazakhstan and Mongolia. We reached a common understanding on the need to construct a highway connecting our two nations. Therefore, together with my Mongolian counterpart, we agreed to establish, at the initial stage, a joint intergovernmental working group.
Interest in Kazakh education is also growing. Nearly 2,000 Mongolian students are currently studying at universities in Kazakhstan. Today, the sites formalize cooperation through agreements between their academies of sciences and specialized research centers, including cooperation between the Shokhan Valihanov Institute of History and Ethnology and Chinggis Khan University in Ulaanbaatar. There was also a proposal to open a branch of leading Kazakh university in Mongolia's capital.
Another important agreement concerns history and archaeology. We are working closely with Mongolian colleagues on the Golden Horde period. A major 7-volume publication is underway, and we are seeing valuable new archaeological and historiographical findings. We're also cooperating with the Vatican.
The result of the state-level negotiations were sealed with the signing of a package of documents. The 13 agreements cover key areas including diplomacy, the economy, energy, finance, and peaceful nuclear development, as well as culture, science, media, and inter-regional cooperation. Kassym-Jomart Tokayev also awarded Ukhnagin Khurelsukh the Order of Altyn Qıran. This is a symbol of deep respect from the Kazakh people, the president emphasized.
Mongolia президенті Ukhnagin Khurelsukh Altyn Qıran орденімен наградталады.
Alongside the president, around 100 representatives of Mongolian businesses arrived in Kazakhstan, representing 5 key sectors: industry, energy, logistics, road construction, and digitalization. They joined Kazakh business leaders at the Kazakhstan and Mongolia Business Forum, where 19 cooperation agreements were signed. These agreements focus on concrete projects, including a contract to supply railway cars to Mongolia worth around $7 million. Discussions also covered opportunities in the mining and metallurgical sectors, and energy, including prospects for joint projects.
For this business forum, there are about 300 businesses from Kazakhstan and Mongolia. From Mongolia, there are about businesses from basically 5 sectors, including infrastructure, construction, and light industry, food, and logistics. Also, during this business forum, the businesses will be having a visit to the AI center. So we are very much interested in the AI development of Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan has invested around $50 million into Mongolia's economy, while Mongolian investments in Kazakhstan have exceeded $7 million. Today, more than 400 Mongolian companies operate in Kazakhstan, including 20 joint ventures. Almira Mirov, Nuray Sulbek, New Time.